Welcome to Top Culture, a channel entirely dedicated to general knowledge ranging from art to history and religion and of course science. Stay tuned for more brain-feeding tops. As you can tell by the title, today we are discussing 5 chilling facts about the ocean. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. Number 5. Its blue color. The ocean's blue color is caused by several contributing agents, among which a prominent one is dissolved organic matter, which, just to be clear, translates to decomposed vegetation and fauna. Simply put, the chemical reactions taking place as an aquatic plant or animal decays underwater is what has given the ocean its blue tint over time. So, next time you stare at the waves and think they look beautiful, remember that you're looking at the result of decay. Let that sink in. Excuse the bad pun. Don't let it bother you too much though, it's just the natural cycle of life after all. Number 4. Its inner glow. Kind of related to number 1, but it definitely deserves its own place. Sailors and other seafarers have reported that the ocean often emits a visible glow that extends for miles at night. You may think that it's just the moon reflected on the surface, but you would be wrong. The glow is actually most likely caused by bioluminescence, which is the production and emission of light by a living organism, like fireflies for example, and it occurs widely in marine vertebrates and invertebrates alike. Sounds cool, right? Now, just think about how many of these marine animals it would take to light up such a huge mass of water. Moreover, most bioluminescent animals live closer to the bottom and use the light they produce to navigate through the dark. So, add the distance and the mass of water, and just imagine how many species lurk in the dark at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe it's just me, but I find anglerfish terrifying. Number 3. Undiscovered species. Speaking of creatures living at the bottom of the ocean, the number of yet-to-be-discovered species is massive. Scientists estimate that 91% of ocean species have yet to be classified, and about 2/3 of them have not even been discovered yet, the actual nature of the global ocean's fauna still remaining a mystery to us. It is estimated that there are around 1 million underwater species, of which only 1/3 is known to us. Considering that even the species we do know of are scary enough for many, we can only imagine what the animals living deep enough to have avoided being discovered for so long must look like. If there are giant light-emitting sharks, I'll consider flying myself to Mars. Number 2. Water pressure. If up to this point you thought that the ocean's creatures are out to get you, it's time to find out that even without them, the ocean is pretty scary. Let's talk about physics for a second. Water weighs 64 pounds per cubic foot, which translates to a pressure of 1 atmosphere per 10 meters of depth. 1 atmosphere is basically the equivalent of pressure on land at sea level. As I mentioned, the deeper you go, the more does the pressure rise, with exactly 1 atmosphere per 10 meters in depth. The human body can withstand 3 to 4 atmospheres of pressure. Anything higher than that and the lungs will collapse. Basically, water can crush you, below 40 meters to be specific. So, I guess water is heavier than air, is what I'm trying to say. And now finally, number 1, the Mariana Trench. Don't even try to seem surprised, you knew this was coming. The ocean covers about 70% of the Earth's surface, and it is estimated that about 95% of it remains unexplored. Terrifying as it may sound, this is not the scariest part. There is a trench that goes by the name of Mariana Trench, located in the Pacific Ocean, about 200 kilometers east of the Mariana Islands. It is the deepest oceanic trench on Earth, with a depth of 11,000 meters, and measures about 2.5 kilometers in length and 69 kilometers in width. As a comparison, Mount Everest's highest altitude is just under 9,000 meters, so if you were to place it into the trench, it would still be underwater by over 2 kilometers. Several research expeditions have been made, gathering data on the dimensions of the trench, as well as the existence of life forms at the very bottom. Among the species discovered, there are huge amphipods known as supergiants, affected by deep-sea giantism, which is the tendency for creatures of the depth to considerably overgrow their shallow water relatives. So, are there gigantic sharks after all? Well, maybe. Much like what causes abyssal giantism, many things regarding the Mariana Trench remain a mystery, due to how much the water pressure at that depth makes it incredibly hard for researchers to study the trench. Alright, this should conclude the top 5 most terrifying facts about the ocean. I hope you found new interesting information and enjoyed diving deep into the darkest secrets of the ocean. Let me know if you agree with the list. Is there anything I forgot to mention? Stay tuned for the next video for even more amazing general knowledge tops. Until next time!